It's Friday. Good googly moogly. I'm feeling excited. Crazy morning today. Had to find a mouse. This is all squarely on Nick's shoulders for this morning. Thank God. Probably the intro music not working. I was fixing a lot of things, and you know what? Let me know if you can hear me because this thing has been acting really weird on me this morning. Shout out to James L. Tyler. Welcome to OG Status, my brother. Welcome to the Dweller community. The water's just fine. Things are going great, all good. Looks like we got a good comms check. Thank you for joining me on this wonderful Friday morning, soon to be afternoon. The days move by very, very quickly as we basically try to take in every single amount of information. And then I come to you here ready to spew everything out and get it off my shoulders so it's not my fault when the world goes to hell. Yet we're going to the moon here in crypto. I won't have all those guilty feelings of wiping my tears with money from Chainlink as this world goes nuts. Now, make sure to follow me. I think we're working here. Follow me at Twitter at DruthCrypto. Support the channel. We're brought to you by Arculus Cold Storage, but we also have our own website where we have basically anything, almost all the things that you could need to get prepared for a chaotic world, boys and girls. We got, one of the things I meant to show yesterday is we have a slew of different types of bags. Yes, you can build the bag that's just pre-built, or you can select one of these bad boys if you have different preferences. These things kind of fun. They do wobble when you run. Keep that in mind. You're not going to be Rambo running through any, tree fields or doorways with this thing on very effectively. But you know what? For the lady that's wanting to be a little bit extra prepared in her car, for the gentleman that wants a little bit extra carry room, we got the goods. We got the deets for you. And if you are a Black Site member, you get 20% off everything on this site. If you are a OG, just a member, $5 member for the channel, you get 10% off site-wide. The site is basement.supplies. Support the channel and keep building me up. I want to bring more and more people on, maybe even bring some wonderful people back and expand this channel. So show your support and help me get there, folks. Now, on the crypto markets, just a quick look. Bitcoin sitting right under 67K. We do have some winners popping their head out. Notcoin with a big move, 19%. I got some news on this one. Book of Meme rearing its ugly head, coming back up, boom, out of nowhere. Uniswap trying to hold on to that $10 spot, and ton coins. We see 2 ton ecosystem plays here doing pretty darn good. Glad to have some news on that to go over today. And also Bump, our chaotic channel coin here. Look at what you psycho savages have done. This thing is holding on to a wonderful level. Now, in essence, I'm feeling like 250K for the market cap. That's our dive to moment. And since then has resurged. Now we see if we can get back up to this previous all-time high and create one of the juiciest cup and handles the world has ever seen. If this works out for us, oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have an armada during the bull market. Just absolutely exciting times. And now just taking a look at high block on the longs and shorts liquidation map here. And we do actually, you know what? I've been doing a disservice. I haven't shown high block enough. We do have a link in the description. You can use that link, support the channel as well, using high block and supporting the blockchain basement. This is the liquidation levels map. You can see we are still heavily weighted on shorts. And it looks like there is some good liquidity, some good liquidations to find here up in around the $72,000 level. But what do we got going on the Bitcoin side? This is not the right tab. Oh, wait, hold on. Before we start all this, I found something. I found something today that must be heard, must be discussed. We're going full screen for this. I hope your eardrums are ready for this one. This is going to be absolutely crazy.
Asking AI to make a hit country song called Glue.
I love this video so much. I was so excited to see a really good AI song come out. Maybe Shake and Bake's right. The world is over. We got to find this guy's channel though, dudes. Where is this guy? I got to find this. Looks like Elijah Schaefer, but I don't think it is. This is like the best AI song I've heard so far. Basically, I'm cooked when it comes to music when I see that. It's moving at breakneck speed. That was one of the best songs I've heard in general, not to mention just made by AI. So yeah, our jobs are over with. Everything that we know as humans is done. We better lean into crypto harder than we could possibly ever imagine over the next few years, because we'll basically be all jobless once the system gets fully rolled out. Just a heads up, but we can enjoy the ride along the way, right? Now, the title, terrible Bitcoin ETF data. Doom on the markets. Everyone's getting bored out of the markets. And, it looks like Fidelity had some outflows yesterday, folks. We got Bitcoin ETF experienced its second worst day of outflows yesterday, falling by $106 million. The worst descent was $191 million right at around the beginning of May 2024. Now, today, we lost this line. Like, this is a deep correction. This is the Israel-Iran missile firing. They were basically just firing missiles into Israel. Really kind of shook the markets momentarily. This, not a good sign as well. What the hell are the whales doing? Are they dumping on us? Are they getting ready to just completely rug pull everyone that was early? And then we just lose all those gains that we're sitting on? This is, when I talk about the pain in the markets, guys, this has been one of the hardest markets to kind of call. I have a tweet that kind of rang true to my mindset right now. That's why I'm sticking to the 4-year cycle, because there's so many different factors. But the cycle, this is from Emperor BTC. The cycle has been the most difficult. So much anxiety, confusion, lots of PTSD, a lot more scams, and stupid celebrities ruining the party. I'm betting that 2020 will repeat. Bitcoin ranging in a 20% range for a few months from here and pump like no other afterwards. This guy's sticking true to the 4-year cycle as well. And sometimes in the midst of all of these different data points, the doom and gloom from one side of the market, the hopium, the excitement, like Shaken was talking about NVIDIA, that, the market's watching NVIDIA just jackknife to the moon. And they're saying, this is guaranteed a bubble. This is just like the .com bubble. Shown it a bunch of times. The revenues are still generally in line, but we do have a problem that this market is now concentrated, and that presents its own risks. So now, while all this struggle happens from Cointelegraph, despite massive whale purchases, we have Bitcoin struggling to break out of its trading range. Can 60K hold the support or drop to 48K inevitable? I am in the camp that we are going to actually hold the 60K level. That's me and my chaotic, I say this, not the other. I'm taking a stance on it. I do think that 60K level I've been talking about for quite some time is going to continue to hold, but it's going to be painful watching the alts go up and down and not ready to absolutely go to the moon. But we're seeing some good things when it really comes down to whales. When you really back up, this is the inflows of accumulation addresses. These are large wallet addresses. While you were scared, whales just bought up $1.3 billion worth of Bitcoin. This is through the other ETFs. So Fidelity had its bad signal, but in general, the large whale wallets are still stacking sats. Good sign for the markets. Got some info from Sentiment and Crypto News here. Sentiment sees a significant increase in interest in buying Bitcoin, while the interest in selling does not increase. I'll get my face out of the way here so we can check this out. You can see that this crowd very quiet on the selling side, and crowd believing the dip was a buying opportunity, being very loud on the other side. When we visit this $67,000 level, we're seeing a lot of people that missed out on the first dip of Israel and Iran changing missiles over. Now they're seeing the secondary dip to 67. They're taking advantage of it. We don't see a large amount of sell interest popping its ugly head at the moment, but time will tell if this level holds. Now, Sentiment gave us that data point. We also have this macro data point from the psycho himself, Michael Saylor, up in the ante from $500 million to $700 million is going to be that next Bitcoin buy from Michael Saylor. You love to see it. This psycho, diamond-handed genius just levering into this more and more and more. Love to see it. Michael Saylor, hats off to you, brother. Now, on the second stop to 67K on Thursday, this resulted in the second largest spike in Bitcoin buying interest in the past 2 months, as I noted, with that previous moment we had of buying interest with the Israel attacks. Price erupts and traders don't believe the dip was warranted and buy hopes of a quick recovery. As we saw on June 13th, you were either in the camps around these times. Are you taking profit in fear of prices going down further? or perhaps just sitting impatiently and waiting with your bags? Let me know in the chat kind of what your plan is right now. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of doubt. There's a lot of hesitation in the markets. We're seeing this, and really it's, I hear this from a lot of people that are, in the Dweller community or in the Discover Crypto community or communities just in general on Twitter. There is so much unsuredness, and to compound on that unsuredness, we had the animal spirit himself, Roaring Kitty. He roared his head onto the markets just a few weeks ago. Saw this post from Busta Rhymes. Figure we're already demonetized, so we'll have a listen. But this is a post from Roaring Kitty on May 16th, retweeted by Busta Rhymes' official account. Roaring Kitty, you still holding that 9 milli? Have a listen.
9-7. Bust.
Just a little bit. I F with Busta. He's got some swag to him. But here's what's going on. So this is from User of Intellect on Twitter, getting information out about what's actually going on with GME. A lot of misinformation going on around his options. I hope we moon on Friday, but don't commit to a trade, especially OTM call options on Friday, just because someone said there will be a massive buying opportunity due to Roaring Kitty options exercising. Here's why. So basically, people need to wake up and realize that the T+1 means an infinity loop. Market makers can create another 4 million phantom shares the day after and deliver those ones from yesterday, repeating the process. This is why we don't, where'd you go? This is why we don't have the same day settlement. I know it's rigged and there's nothing we can do about it. Market makers and brokers will only buy the fake shares if there's more than 100 days of upward pressure, like Nvidia, Meta last year, and Tesla in 2021. GameStop will eventually force major shorts to bankruptcy with a share buyback program with the cash on hand. GME short shares from 2020 to 2021 have not been delivered yet. Bonafide market making rules have allowed market makers and brokers to use liquidity ferries to create phantom shares, but this time they cannot get away with it. The only solution for them is bankruptcy. Nothing can save them. It's a 6D cornering of the chess pieces here. Roaring Kitty exercising 40,010 call contracts today. This was posted 2 hours ago. They need to be delivered. This is delivered today. So actually on Friday, the Roaring Kitty sold 79,990 call contracts for 70 million yesterday. Today, he exercised 40,000 call contracts to receive 4,001,000 shares of GameStop. He now has 9,001,000 shares and $6.5 million in cash. The market maker Wolverine now needs to deliver 4,001,000 shares by tomorrow due to the T+1 settlement by market close, possibly the close of the markets. Wolverine will be looking to trick people by shorting GME and pushing the price down in order to buy the shares from retail at a lower price to deliver these shares. If they fail to trick retail into selling, the stock could moon. Even if they succeed, the stock could still go up quite a bit. And the reason they did it yesterday on Thursday, was that the market makers have to deliver tomorrow. This forces more calls, IDM on Fridays to close, creating gamma squeeze. Either way, it's looking like Wolverine is effed. So just a very, very interesting play by Roaring Kitty, and a little bit of light being shown to regular people that don't realize how rigged the market making system is on traditional finance side. And this is one of the scariest graphs I've come across in a long time, folks. The testicular injuries among female athletes absolutely going parabolic here. This is just data going back to about 1900, when there was really very minimal information about this. Now, absolutely going to the moon. Shout out to that. Maybe we have a testicular injury Solana coin in the future. Mayhaps. Now this from Argentina, monthly inflation rate. This is just a view in what's going on down in South America. The rate in May was the lowest since 2022, dropping for the fifth consecutive month to 4.2% amid an austerity drive by President Milei, gutting these useless agencies that have been bleeding the country dry. The annual inflation rate was fallen to from 133% to 40%. So he is battling this in a big way and winning. So shout out to Milei, going against the odds and just having to do the dirty work. You know, he's kind of the the person that's taking all the flack for how could you do away with this organization or that, and it's like, well, it's bleeding the country dry, and we're going to end up in hyperinflation if I don't. Sorry, not sorry. He's doing the hard things. People are going to realize that it is the right thing to do in time. Now, this from Swiss Bank. It looks like Swiss Flow Bank has just gone bankrupt. Market chatter of Swiss Trading Bank in liquidation right now. I'm going to be following this. I have seen quite a few other warning signals for U.S. regional banks as well. And on the heels of that, news from yesterday, I shared yesterday basically a call for President Xi in China for cooler heads to prevail across the world, kind of being that, reasonable, uncle trying to act like it as well. I feel like they're a wolf in sheep's clothing, but President Xi was essentially trying to call for calmer heads. We have this from Putin. We must shape our own long-term futures with our partners. Let me repeat, the world is rapidly changing. There will be no business as usual, neither in politics, economics, or anywhere else. More and more countries want to reinforce their sovereignty and national cultural identities. This is Putin basically saying, you know what? No kumbaya. No kumbaya. Ooh, we dumping right now, Cams? Let's see. Check it out. Let's go to the markets. We dumping? We getting a little dumpy dump? Oh, that's just tis but a scratch. 66.8, tis but a scratch. Let's see here. And this is largely what I'm expecting. Let's just pull up TradingView. Let's pull up TradingView. Go to the BTC, OG, Coinbase. All right. So basically, I see this as just a hot reaction fluke scam wick down to $56,000. I am really looking for us to hold the 60K level, expecting us to bounce in between this range for a little bit of time. It'd be extra bullish. We'll know that we're getting ready for a nice move when we see a little bit of coiling and the movements become less and less, and we see a little bit of constricting going on, which is happening with the Bollinger Bands on the larger time frames, but not quite yet. So we're still waiting in the wings. Good for looking out, though, Cam's videos. Now, this came out today, and I have never been more angry. So, and someone brings up a good point. Let's listen to this, but just keep in mind, yesterday we solidified a $50 billion deal. Send to Ukraine tax dollars from the American people, you and me, paying for World War III's guarantee. While all that's going on, we had this.
On January 6th, Donald Trump lit a fire in this country.
140 officers were injured. The siege lasted for 7 hours.
Stoking the flames of division and hate. Now he's pouring gasoline.
They were unbelievable patriots.
Pledging to pardon the extremists who tried to overthrow our government.
We will give them pardons.
Inciting them to try again. There is nothing more sacred than our democracy. But Donald Trump's ready to burn it all down.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Oh my God. So we have people like Joe Biggs, like Tario, like some of the greatest patriots that stood up for this country and tried to stop this tyrannical dystopia situation that we're in right now, thanks to Dark Brandon. We tried, we fought, and they imprisoned many, many people that showed up to the Capitol that day that were let in by police. Not only that, but you know what, Nancy? Why weren't the special service police there, right? That's the big question. The video that just came out, she has no answers. She needs to take responsibility for that. This guy, Joe Biden, saying that the fall of democracy if Trump is reelected, just one of the most aggravating things, because I have buddies, I have people that, are spending time in prison in, on a supposedly free country for exercising their right to protest. Yet we see Free Palestine and all this other garbage. They can do whatever they want, right? They can have a bloody head of Joe with, a bunch of graffiti and destroying national monuments in Washington, D.C. That's fine. They can hit police officers with hard objects. That's fine. But if you're a U.S. patriot, this geriatric, there's so many words. This man is targeting cornbread America. He is targeting you and me. He is targeting the people that literally just want to see this country thrive the way it did when we had the orange one in office. I'd much rather have mean tweets and cheap gas and food than our current situation. It's just It's just so disgusting. Didn't a lot of those people take an oath to do just that? Yeah, man, it's gut wrenching, and that's why I'm at that point where it's like, come at me. You know what I mean? I've already spent was it 6 years with a muzzle on my mouth, and you know what? You guys have brought hope to my heart by letting me have with the Black Site memberships. It's the place where I can say all of the nasty things that I wanted to just say a few seconds ago. I have a place to say those. It's on the Black Site on the YouTube channel, very gated for a reason so that we stay operational, because by God, they will zap us if I put that stuff public. Now, this from Telegram on the open network, setting to explode with Notcoin leading the entire crypto market for the last 24 hours. Ton has repeatedly pulled even with our surpassed Ethereum daily active wallets. Ton outdoing daily active wallets for Ethereum. And then we have Notcoin just absolutely ripping kind of the gaming side of it. It's just, it's kind of interesting to think about Toncoin's potential because it was built out to handle 1 billion users to begin with. So they probably have a pretty strong infrastructure, and I haven't really seen any major outages reported from them yet, but I am keeping an eye out on it and probably got to get some S-Ton-Fi as one of my next buys. Just a little Ton DeFi. So this from Santiment, this is kind of cool to see the top 10 exchange wallets on the Shiba Inu, Chainlink, and Ethereum network respectively, and their holdings have lessened on SHIB by 2.4%, a little bit of a shave off on Link, down 2.9%, and ETH down 8.6%. Decreasing exchange supplies should be considered a very bullish sign for traders. A little bit of these favorite alts that we like are starting to leave exchanges, a good sign to see. But really, I am of the opinion that it's hard right now, but we're sitting in a situation. I'm giving us about 190, maybe 200 days left of strong accumulation entry points for myself, of course. And that's kind of how I'm playing this market. And I am thankful that we have more time to stack, because I do everything I can. I mean, I'm fully exposed to crypto. Really, I have basically lost all faith in the United States fiat dollar. And so I only keep enough on hand to do literal necessary transactions. Everything else is working for me in the background, either up or to the downside. In my past, 6 years in this or 5 years, it's gone well. And that's my process. Let's see here. TGIF, feeling like Dookie, drank too much last night. Sufficient enough. You know what? I need to have some ranch water. We got F Ukraine, licensed firearm manufacturer on a freeze-dried food business, and have 2 years of food for every member of household and 10. Oh, you are hammering it. Very good, F Ukraine. This is how it must be done. We must decentralize sovereignty. We must decentralize the strength of the American people. F Ukraine is one of the pieces, basically one of the tips of the spear when it comes to doing that. You know what? It's dangerous to be out there talking about preparing for this type of stuff. We get targeted. We get classified by 3-letter agencies when the time is right for them, which that day is coming once again. Sure, we have the chains off right now, but they will come back on. Drew, how high do you think Link can go? George Martinez, I am targeting around a $200 to $250 chain link. I do feel like $200 is attainable for chain link. We're going to be actually talking in detail about a God candle scenario for chain link that we see fermenting in the background today at 2 p.m. We have a pretty in-depth kind of rundown about that, because what I've seen is just a larger shift out of this CBDC guarantee once multiple states in the United States deemed it not currency. Thus, it's not going to be movable in tax transactions. There is a lot of stops that are being put down by red states in the United States to stop the implementation of CBDC. So I see a lot of transfer into interest for real world assets. And this is how they can tokenize assets, move them on chain with much less fees involved, more security involved. There's a lot of different reasons and use cases that make sense why BlackRock is hammering into RWAs the way that they are. And really what I try to highlight out of XRP this week is that they're actually trying to lean into RWAs for themselves as well. Try to catch some upswing. It just gets a little bit hard when you're a massive market cap already and you're not positioned in the Chainlink and XRP, they're up there. XRP I think is like number 7, but once you have that large of a market cap, it gets much harder to move. So there's got to be some switch in the room that they can flip. I haven't seen the switch yet. I think the switch is gone. I think the switch is just a psyop, and what's really going to happen is RWAs, real world assets, put on chain, proprietary blockchains from banks communicating with Web3 when necessary. And if you pick a project that is necessary in that communication process to Web3, then you're the winner. Thus, Chainlink is my biggest winner for this market, because we're kind of in that moment where Web2 is going to try to cross that bridge. It's going to try to build those rails to talk to Web3, to get access to DeFi, to do all these different things. And it's going to need some translators. It's going to need some communicators from Web 2 to 3 to make that actually happen. So that's kind of how I'm viewing the whole markets at large right now. I see the sanctions against Russia just pushing that narrative forward for parallel economies. And likely, the United States is positioned in a place to try to get to the top of the Bitcoin hill first, especially with Trump at the helm. People underscore how hard Trump is going to brag about Bitcoin when it's pumping and he's in office. He's going to take all of the credit. I'm not going to give him, he's probably going to take a little bit of credit because he's one of the most popular people on the planet. But at large, it's the network. It's the network effect of me and you being focused on the right things at the right time and trying to change the world for better. That's actually going to change the world. We can do this on a local scale. So Remington, God bless the 556. That's right. God bless the 556. And I've named my daughter Remington as well. When would you convert some BTC into Link? Man, all right. So let's look here. Let's just take a look. Let's go in. It's a good question. It's a good question. Let's look at the past markets. Bam. Got a laptop capture. Get my face out of the way here. So, and we're talking in relevance because we have kind of the same Black Swan-ish feels going on now. Nothing as deep of a collapse as we saw in March of 2020. But right now, in essence, we're at this moment where we're ranging and kind of waiting for Bitcoin dominance to fall off a cliff. Now, Bitcoin really started to run October of 2020. It made its move from $10,000 and then just essentially didn't give up even momentarily until 41, a little bit of a sneeze, and then onwards up to 60. Check out Chainlink right now. Let's see here. That's a good question. I'm going to be digging into this here. So we go to Trading View and we go to the all-time high. So we got, October of 2021, a little bit different of a history, right? So you have the big takeoff October 13th of 2020. Let's go to October of 2020 here for Chainlink. Really kind of flat, right? So you see Bitcoin moved first and then Chainlink. Likely, you're not in a bad spot if you're holding Bitcoin ahead of Chainlink. The time to shine for Chainlink didn't come until about 3 or 4 months after Bitcoin really started to run last cycle. At large, I think we're running the same process. So it's not like I don't think you're missing out hardcore if you're not in Chainlink and you're holding Bitcoin right now. But that's why I keep bringing up that 190 days until Bitcoin dominance falls off a cliff, because I think that's the real signal we're watching. Once that clock runs out, I'm expecting the alts to repeat this same pattern, Ethereum to start take up dominance, and with it, the barnacle on the ship that's communicating with Web 2, Chainlink, to go to the moon just because of the necessity. So, Johnny, what the hell are you doing? Johnny's off camera right now. Yeah. It's all right. You're muted. It's not happening. I'm not getting up. Look at this guy, though. Look at this guy. Johnny just chilling with me. Johnny, I'm hopeful to have you on the show today at 2. Well, I know, but you're not. Well, the show's done, Johnny. No, the show is done, Johnny. But you got to come on at 2. You got to come on at 2. Because I see so many people flooding ordinals, flooding the Bitcoin layers, man. And your story needs to be told. And to look at the look on his face says everything. They're flooding him. He don't care. He's doing just fine. So appreciate every single one of you out in the chat. Wispy, with the bump mentions, man, we'll see if bump holds on today, ladies and gentlemen. We're at $357,000 market cap. Let's send it to 10 milli, log off and win forever, folks. What do you say? Love every single one of you in the chat. F Ukraine, Shake and Bake, Nicolemanus, Music Tags, Fade and Shroud5, Bullish on Parade, Benny Blue Eyes, and all the people. Fat Tom, What is up? Sufficient Enough, Travis Evans, all the people. So I'll see you at 2 o'clock. Nick's going to take over. It's going to be absolute chaos. I'm going to be editing a bunch of videos and then hitting the box and stuff at the end of the day. Appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.